Hello everyone, hope you guys are well. I'm making this video of why I'm all in on Hims. Before I start, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a random guy that taught himself about the stock market, and here I am sharing this opportunity with the rest of the world. So Hims is a publicly traded company in the stock market, and it stands for Hims and Hers. That's the name of the company. They're a telehealth company based in the US. And how they work is they have a website, they have an app which take care of your health needs from A to Z. For example, go on the app, you're connected with a doctor that specializes within the field that you want to get treated in. So if you've got skin conditions, you're connected with a dermatologist. If you've got mental health conditions, you're connected with a psychiatrist. And then the doctor will have a chat with you. You can have the option of video call, voice call, or text message, whichever you prefer. And if medication is appropriate, the doctor will prescribe you a medication, which will be shipped by Hims and Hers. They have their own compounding pharmacy to your doorstep. So from seeing the doctor to you getting the medication, Hims and Hers makes it a seamless experience. As you guys may be aware, the healthcare system hasn't been disrupted yet. It's still very traditional, even in the most advanced countries. For example, in the UK or the US, you have to see the doctor separately. Then you get a prescription. Then you have to go find a pharmacy that has it in stock. You shop around which place is cheaper, and you get like a pill box, something like this. Like when you're taking it, you don't feel good. You feel like you're ill. What Hims and Hers done is they've created this brand, like this simplistic, beautiful looking bottles which your medication comes in, and they've even compounded different ingredients. For example, they recently released the minoxidil and biotin, where they combine different medications together into a chewable pill, something that tastes nice, with the tadalafil mint. So it's a prescription item, it's actual medication, but they put it into like a mint form, something that makes you feel good while taking it, and also increases adherence. Like this is all new. For example, if you're ill, doctor will prescribe you two different pills, right? You have to take this and this in the morning. But with Hims, because they've got a compounding pharmacy, they have the capability of combining different ingredients into one single pill, putting it into a nice little bottle that's shipped discreetly to your house. When I look at it as a pharmacist perspective, I'm a pharmacist, started studying pharmacy in 2014. I've now been working, graduated since 2019, and I'm seeing it on a daily basis. I'm seeing customers come in, take their medication. It's a bad environment. No one likes taking medication, but Hims are destigmatizing this. So just a few points about the company of why I think they will do very well. First of all, their management team. I've been following Hims and Hers since they went public at the end of 2020. The management team, they keep beating expectations. So they aim for this much revenue, but they blow out the water. They make way more than they were estimated to make. And they're coming out with all these new products, innovating. The CEO, Andrew Dudum, if you watch his interviews on YouTube, you can tell he's a nice, clean-hearted guy. Like, I trust my money. My money I've invested into him, I trust that he will take good care of it. So that's important, the management team. Second is a subscription-based business model. So traditionally, like I'm in the private health sector now in the UK, how it works is you go see a doctor, minimum you're paying £100 to see the doctor privately. And then they send you a prescription, you go to a pharmacy, you have to pay separately for that pharmacy, and you don't know. One pharmacy may be charging more than another one. There's no price transparency. When you're getting treated for something, you don't know how much it's going to cost at the end of the day. Like that's what actually puts people off from treating their conditions. Like if someone's suffering from a condition, they're like, "Oh, forget it. I'm not going to treat it. I don't know how much it's going to cost." Same in the US. You're paying insurance, but you have to pay a co-pay to see a doctor. And Hims eliminates all of that. You're paying a subscription-based uh, it's subscription based. So same way you're paying for your Spotify, your Netflix, you're paying like 20, £30 dollars a month, and you get all of it take care of. A doctor, education on the app. They educate you on the condition, on how your medication works, on the actual medication. That's all part of the subscription. The delivery to your house. and it's stress free. Like, I'm a pharmacist. I see people like a week before they run out their medication, they start panicking. I need to get a refill. I need to speak to the doctor. I need to get the pharmacy to have my medication ready. But with this platform, it's all taken care of. You go to your work, you have fun with your family, you do what you want to do, your medication's taken care of. That's how it should be. We're in 2023 now, 21st century. Most of the sectors has been um, innovated by technology, but healthcare is lagging. But all these new rules and regulations that allow telehealth platforms to exist are making companies like Hims take market share. Because think about it, you're a patient. Which platform would you rather use? Go to the doctor separately, go to the pharmacy after work, you're tired. Or do you want it all to be taken care of? Exactly, so no brainer. So that's why I think Hims will do well. Gonna have to continue this soon. Bear with me. Apologies, I had a patient calling me. So back to Hims. So I talked about the business model, why I think it's going to do well. Now I'm going to talk about some of the fundamentals of the company which are allowing them to have this hyper growth run. So, first thing, profit margin, gross margin. Gross margins are important for a business. Gross margin is how much of the revenue you have left to reinvest in the business to pay your staff. So Hims has a gross margin of 82% in their most recent quarter. In simple terms, for every $10 that they made in revenue, the cost for that $10 to make that $10 was £1, $1.80. So they're left with like 82, 8.2 dollars to invest in the business, and that's what they're doing. Their most recent quarter, they grew 87% year over year, and they're doing that because all the money left over from their revenue, they're putting that into marketing. They're trying to build a brand that's trusted, that you see adverts and you see on the shelf. You go to Walgreens, Walmart, and you're like, okay, I recognize that brand. You're more likely to trust the doctors on the platform. You're more likely to allow them to take care of your healthcare needs. That's one thing, gross margin. Next thing I said, recurring revenue, subscription based, and 90+% of their revenue is actually subscription based. So what that, as an investor, that gives you peace of mind because every quarter the same people are paying that monthly fee. So the revenue that they're making, if they don't spend anything on growth, and their customers keep taking the medication, then the revenue's gonna at least stay flat. But if they keep reinvesting the revenue into growth, then you can see like a nice growth trajectory, and slowly making more money over time. And that's what makes the stock price go up. So right now, this year, 2023, Hims are projected to generate 850 million in revenue in 2023. And guess what their market cap is? Market cap, how much they're valued as? It's 1.5 billion. That gives them a price to sales ratio of 2. If you don't understand these terms, basically 2 years worth of revenue for Hims is basically what the whole company is worth. That does not make sense. In simple terms, there's a business, your business, you're making 100K a year, and someone's offering to buy that business of you for 200K revenue worth of 2 years. That's way too cheap. Same thing with Hims. With stocks, that's the good thing with stocks. The stock prices fluctuate depending on the market, and you could get steal deals like this, like a deal that's so cheap it doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, that's why I'm all in on Hims, and I think they're going to be a game changer for sure. Like right now, the main categories they're in, they started with erectile dysfunction. One second. Sorry about that. I had a few patients. So I was talking about the current conditions Hims offers and what they're going to be offering in the future. So they offer erectile dysfunction for males, and they started off with that because it's quite stigmatized, erectile dysfunction. As a pharmacy, I see people come in because you can actually buy Viagra over the counter. I'll show you here. So people usually come in feeling a bit embarrassed. They look around, no one's here, and they ask for this. And this actually works out quite expensive as well. So because it's the branded Viagra one, each tablet probably ends up costing around like £8 to £9. But what him's done is, from the comfort of your own home, go on your phone, go on the app, fill in the questionnaire. If it's appropriate for you, they ship it to your door. But it's the generic version of this. The active ingredient is sildenafil, which ends up costing the customer, the patient, like £1 per tablet compared to 8, 9 when you go into somewhere feeling embarrassed. That's why they started off with erectile dysfunction. They slowly started moving on to hair loss. Hair loss is a common condition. Most men don't really want to treat it. It's stigmatized. But if it's so easily accessible, and they have made it in a way where it's, sorry, there's a photographer in a way. They have made it in a way where they've combined different ingredients into a topical spray, which you spray on. For example, there's a medication called finasteride, which is associated with some side effects if you take the pill form. But if you're applying it topically, there's a lot less side effects. So for men, they started with erectile dysfunction, hair loss. For females, they started off with birth control, things like acne, dermatology. And this is a very innovative thing they're doing. For example, I work with dermatologists in the UK, leading dermatologists. And what they do is, if you've got a skin condition, apologies, there's a photographer taking pictures of the store. If you've got skin conditions, dermatologists will prescribe you 2, 3 different creams, which you have to apply daily. Hims and hers, what they do is, you speak to a dermatologist about your condition, and then the pharmacy compounds a cream specifically tailored to you. So it has all the ingredients that will treat the conditions that you're suffering with. And it improves adherence, like I mentioned before. You just have to apply one single cream, and it's personalized just for you. So this is the conditions they started off with. What are they going to expand to? If you go on their investors relations, they're going to expand into conditions like weight management, menopause, testosterone, prostate, eczema, substance abuse, PTSD. Like, there's so many different markets that they could tap into, and I know they're going to do well. Like, I can't show you this prescription because it's confidential. I could cover the other parts. I get tons of prescriptions, private prescriptions for menopause, and they're not personalized. The patient is paying the doctor separately, and they're paying me separately to pay for the medication, and it's not cost effective at all. Imagine there's a way you just pay a monthly subscription fee. All these different medications you need are compounded into a single cream, a single pill, and it's all taken care of. That is the future of healthcare. That's how it should be, but there isn't any players at the moment. Of course, there is a risk of competition, but I believe HIMS, the management team, I trust in them into building a brand where customers, once they start using it, they wouldn't want to move to any other platform. So as I mentioned, the reason why I'm so excited about this opportunity is a great business model that has a cheap valuation. It's worth 1.5 billion. That's how much you could buy it for right now on the stock market. It's trading around $7. So this video could backfire. HIMS could do terribly. But that's the reason why I'm making this video. I want to put it out there, put it to the public. We'll see in 5 years what it's worth. It's 2023 right now, August. Yeah, so $1.5 billion. I think, and right now, that most of their revenue comes from the US, from a few conditions. I'm thinking if they expand into different categories, and they're slowly expanding to the UK, which is growing mid triple digits, and they could replicate this down the line into other countries like Canada, New Zealand, other parts of Europe, Australia. I mean, there's a lot of potential for sure. 1.5 billion market cap, easily I could see it going to 15, which was a 10x return on your money. Take care, guys. Not financial advice.